What's your first name?
Wayne.
Okay, Wayne. We're not taking sides here, but Wayne did one thing that's really, really good. What do you think? Okay. Now may come across as a little bit of a put down, but he's saying, what do you think? Now, what was important? What are some things you heard about in the context here? Now, she said something was really, no, what's your first name? Melissa. Melissa said something was really good in regards to why she spent the money. Okay, she was working, but what if she said something more important that y'all hear? What else she said? She deserved. Now, when one spouse says, I deserve something, it's telling you something about the money. It's telling you more than just about the money. It's telling you something about their self-worth. Are you with me? And so they had different perspectives on this, but they needed to sit down and talk about it because both issues need to be addressed. But a little simple thing like money, which is not as nearly important as their relationship, is now coming in the midst of their relationship. But we need to have some tools, and so what we need to do, if we're going to have some tools as we deal with conflict, we need to do what? Okay, thank you guys very much, okay? Now, we're going to piggyback on the money issue, okay? And so what I want you to say now is, as you pick up this whole thing about money, is when you spend money, I feel this way. We're not going to blame the spouse, but when we do that, and you're going to talk about, okay, am I hearing you say when I spend money? We're going to practice that, okay? So she spent too much money. Come over here, right here. She spent too much money. We're going to pick up off that what they said, and you're going to begin to talk to her. Well, when you spend a lot of money, I feel this way. Can you go over here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in fact, you can say that. You're going to. This is a nice conversation. Yeah, we're not going to hit each other.
Okay. Well, but dang, baby, why you had to pay all that money on that bill? You could have put some money to the side. They got to eat.
Just tell her. Just tell her. Excuse me. Okay.
That's me,
She's already spent the money.
She already spent.
We're not fighting now, but we're gonna say. So you're gonna say, but when you spend that money, I feel this way.
Okay.
And just leave there, and then you need to respond to that. Okay, as you're hearing him say. Okay, go ahead and say it.
Well, sweetheart, when you spent all that money, I felt like we could have did something else.
Now, how do you feel? Not as we could have did, but how do you feel about when she spends the money? How does that make you feel?
Angry.
Okay. Well, just say it. And why? Okay. And then. Okay. Go ahead and say that. When you spend money, it makes you feel angry.
But when you spend money, it makes me feel angry.
Okay.
What is it about me spending money that makes you feel angry?
I don't have nothing in my pocket.
Okay, now, we're not doing this next year. No. But what's significant here is that you see how the money makes us feel? He says feels angry. Now, part of the defensiveness as a man or a woman, he's not going to tell her the real issue. It's not that just he have money in his pocket, or maybe it could be. And so now she's got to begin to go to a deeper issue. Why is it we don't have money? Okay, ask them a question. Why is it we don't have money that makes you feel angry in your pocket?
What is it about not having money in your pocket that makes you so angry?
Tell the truth.
Okay. I want to go shopping. I want to buy nice things too.
And it could be. It also could be that maybe when he grew up, he didn't have a lot of stuff. And it could be, as you begin to go back and forth and get really serious about it, that it makes him feel insecure. And that can happen to either spouse. We've had this, we played a role play one time, we had folks talking about their relationship and even fighting over the remote, because one person felt they need to be in charge of something. If the only thing they could be in charge of is a remote. Okay? And so I want you to process some of that. But as you begin to work through this, here's a tool when you're having a conflict. when you're having conflict is to go back and forth and say, when the money is spent like that, so you try not to blame your spouse, I feel this way. Okay? Instead of saying you're the bad person, but when this happens, I feel this way. One of the spouses at this point in time needs to say, well, why do you feel that way when this happens? Because you're trying to get to know your spouse better. It's not about right or wrong anymore. That'll be dealt with, but you're trying to get to a place that, well, what's best for us as a couple? How can we process this? And you're also trying to hear each other. So you might repeat the question, a clarifying question like, well, why is it we don't have money in your pocket? What does that really do? I mean, I know you want to go shopping, but does shopping make you feel good too? Or what's the real issue? Does it affect your manhood? And so you begin to walk through that without putting each other down. Because if they're having financial issues and can't communicate, then how are they going to have great sex? Are you with me? And if God has told us, if God has created sex, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow, and wants us to have pleasure in that, but if we mad with each other, or just a little tension, how can you freely give yourself to the other person? And if God is Lord of all, then He's Lord of the bedroom too. Are y'all with me? And if they have kids and there's tension here and they can't learn how to communicate with each other, they pass on to their children dysfunctionality. That we don't know how to get along with each other. Does that make sense? So conflict takes on this whole big thing. And so we need to learn how to have some tools in talking to each other in the whole process. And ask the deeper questions. What are the real issues? Okay? Thank you guys very much. Okay. All right.